Yes.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Welcome to our executive briefing, a different approach to troubleshooting and maintenance. We'll go over introductions, a quick review of the problems that we can solve, important details about how our application works, an overview of the enterprise building blocks of the AI stack for proper enterprise deployment for your organization, and a demo of T.A.M.M.I. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Jason Vannert. I'm a sales director with New Boundary Technologies. I partner with operations leaders to put practical, reliable AI tools into the hands of field service teams. I'd like to introduce Vivara Fatoshi.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vivara Fatoshi, and I lead AI and data analytics here at New Boundary Technologies. I work on designing AI solutions that help organizations capture knowledge, connect with their data, connect to different systems, and make sure that information is accessible to the people who need it the most. Big part of my work has been developing T.A.M.M.I, an AI app for field service technicians, and we'll walk through T.A.M.M.I today. So you'll see a demo of our app.
Thanks, Vivara. A quick overview of New Boundary Technologies. We're a software development company headquartered in Roseville, Minnesota. We've been around since 1985 for over 40 years doing IT, IoT, advanced analytics, and AI solutions. All right, let's review the problem that our customers have experienced over the years, and I'm sure many of you are as well. So, over the years, we've heard more and more that senior techs are retiring. Roughly 2/3 of experienced technicians are 55 plus, and they're either retiring or close to retirement. They're taking years, if not decades, of hands-on experience and detailed knowledge with them. We've heard from lots of people across numerous industries, from oil and gas, manufacturing, agriculture, maintenance and service, that they're having a harder time finding new hires, new techs all the time. And of course, they require extensive training before handling new equipment that's unfamiliar to them, right? This results in huge knowledge gaps in your industry. Junior techs may hesitate. Senior techs then therefore get more frequent calls. That results in more escalations, more repeat visits, and callbacks because of missteps or incomplete procedures. So related to that then is your information is scattered everywhere. You have dozens of manuals, digital, paper, other information pieces that are harder to find and locate all the time. So we have solved that issue with T.A.M.M.I. I'd like you to meet T.A.M.M.I, our technical assistant and maintenance manual interface, your expert service tech. No more searching through manuals or calling for help. No more guessing. Your techs can ask questions like they're talking to an experienced coworker and instantly get accurate step-by-step instructions every time. With T.A.M.M.I, the goal is to turn every technician into your best technician. Some key features that we're going to demo today would be fault code troubleshooting. We can translate fault codes into clear step-by-step corrective actions. We're going to also demo symptom-based troubleshooting, where we can identify problems based on symptoms and provide links and answers for the root causes and remedy that problem. Also, guided maintenance procedures. We can provide easy to follow step-by-step checklists. In addition, we can ingest operating manuals, other pieces of information, index them, make them instantly searchable, so you get verifiable, vetted answers every time. These answers can be provided in English, Spanish, or other languages that your techs in your org might need. We also can connect with your IoT sensor data, back office systems, any other integrated information you want to provide real-time insights and recommendations that incorporate that information as well. We have continuous improvement. T.A.M.M.I can evolve and improve, learn alongside your business. That's done by tracking the interactions that your techs have with the app to pinpoint frequently asked questions, validate and vet those responses. And then it's really made easy to add and update your documentation to keep info current and accurate. There's also web search functions that are utilized in addition to the documentation and manuals that are ingested, and also feedback integration. We can incorporate human-entered insights and practical tips from your senior technicians to bring all of that information into your junior tech's hands. All right. I would love to turn it over to Vivara. She's going to talk about how the app works and an overview about how T.A.M.M.I is grounded and built so it's, I'll say, valuable and reliable for enterprise deployment in your organization. Thanks.
Thank you, Jason. And hello, everyone. Hello again. So far, Jason has talked about the challenges that field service technicians go through every day. He also talked about the challenges of organizations, difficulty in hiring experienced techs, training junior techs, filling the knowledge gap between seniors and juniors. So he also covered T.A.M.M.I, our AI app, and some of the features around troubleshooting and maintenance. So today I'd like to first walk you through what it takes to build a successful AI app. So if you give a technician a chatbot like ChatGPT or Claude or other tools, they don't really know your procedures, they don't have your documentation, all the safety docs, all the configuration. They don't have information to different systems that your organization uses. So it's very important for the success of an AI app first, where the source of the information is. Simply put, garbage in, garbage out. So the first thing you want to make sure is bring in the right information, trusted sources, so that if your technicians ask a question, you know that response from the AI app is trustworthy, and then your technicians will keep using the app. So I have a couple of slides where I'll show you some of the sources and then what it takes to the full stack of T.A.M.M.I, and then we'll go through a demo. So let me share my screen here. All right. So you can see here that for an AI system to be successful, to be trustworthy by your technicians, it needs to draw from multiple sources. And that's what we did for T.A.M.M.I. First, and the most trustworthy source is your internal documentation. It includes operating manuals, safety procedures, service guides, troubleshooting documentation, and other proprietary knowledge. All this information can be indexed and made searchable by AI. That's what we're doing for T.A.M.M.I. So when a technician asks a question, our AI app T.A.M.M.I first will search through your internal database, your organization's trusted documentation, and that's typically the most accurate and authoritative source available. Then, if it cannot find the information in your internal docs, a next very valuable source will be web-based information. So what it will do, typically, T.A.M.M.I will go through manufacturer docs, service bulletins, fault codes, the trusted sites from the manufacturers where it can find the information. And that will be more current, the latest versions, and then provide the answer to the tech. So then we talked about senior technicians and their knowledge and how junior techs have to make continuous calls to them, escalate issues. So with T.A.M.M.I, we will close that gap. We're bringing in knowledge from senior technicians. So all the hard-won tips and tricks, all the data that is captured, currently stored in the minds of senior technicians, we incorporate it into T.A.M.M.I, we have a process where we can take that knowledge and bring it in, and we can also make it an ongoing process where you can involve your senior technicians for feedback of AI, but also you can involve them to bring continuous learnings from decades of work. Another source, and this is also very important, the fourth source is your operational systems and service platforms, systems like ServiceNow, eMaint, so different systems for maintenance, for work order systems that you use. And this is actually very, very helpful for T.A.M.M.I to bring valuable information, valuable context before technicians get to the site. So first, they have a work order, they run it through T.A.M.M.I, then T.A.M.M.I will go look at information about that asset. It will go look at service history data for the equipment and give all the context to the technician. And then prior to getting on site, especially with remote sites, it will tell technicians what tools to bring, what parts to bring, and how to conduct that procedure. And then if all these four sources aren't enough, or if they're not available for a certain procedure, a certain task, then T.A.M.M.I will use general knowledge. It's broad reasoning to fill in the gaps and make sure that the technician gets the answer. It's also very important that this is fully based on the instructions that we give to T.A.M.M.I. So T.A.M.M.I can draw from all of these sources. If your organizations prefer to use a certain source, certain sites, we will ground it only to the information that you prefer. So this allows for every answer to be grounded in your sources. So now, what's very important for T.A.M.M.I is its 8 building blocks to make it a full enterprise app for your technicians. The first one is the front end piece. So T.A.M.M.I uses a very simple UI. It's very simple, interactive for your techs, multilingual. The technicians have a chat box where they ask the question. They can use it on tablets, phones, the devices that are currently available to them. They don't need new devices. So we make sure for T.A.M.M.I to be the experience for the technicians that you prefer. So then the next building block for T.A.M.M.I, we're using specialized agents for different purposes. So they're best at what they do. So we have agents for symptom-based troubleshooting, fault code troubleshooting, guided maintenance. We have agents that are best at looking at the manufacturer sources and capturing that information. We have agents for different tasks, such as parts identification. They're specialized in what they do, and when the technician asks a question, they bring all that information in. And that is also captured through the agentic workflow, and it also fits how technicians work. So we make sure for T.A.M.M.I to be reliable and fit within your environment. So with the agentic, depending on what questions technicians ask, it will go and use the right specialized agent and provide a summarized response. A fourth building block, and very important for T.A.M.M.I, has been integrations with work order systems and maintenance management systems, which allows us to have live connections to the data. You can bring in IoT sensor data for the equipment. So all of that is captured in one place. Then the fifth building block for T.A.M.M.I, we have an admin and configuration setup where you can manage users. You make sure that the right users have the right permissions. It's all taken care of through the admin and configuration piece. Then the sixth block is security and access control. What's been very important with our customers is the ability to have your data remain your data. And that is taken care of through authentication, permissions, data protection is enforced across every user. Your data, your organization internal data will only be used for you, and it will not be shared across other organizations. Then the seventh building block is governance and risk controls. We put a lot of guardrails that keep every response safe, accurate, and within your organization's policy, so that the assistant will answer in the format that you want. It will only answer questions that you want, and it will only go look at the sources that you set up upfront. And then the eighth and very, very important block is monitoring and analytics. Your organization has access to see all the usage tracing, so to see what technicians are asking the most, which questions come up, so what kind of skill they need more training on. It's also very important so you can see how AI is answering, you can validate answers and improve the app over time. So here is the full T.A.M.M.I Enterprise AI app that we talked about. First, at the top layer is the front-end application, a very simple app that technicians can use on any device, and this is the only layer that they ever see. So we make sure to make it very, very simple, and we can work with you to have a fully personalized app. And then underneath that, it's the agents and orchestration of agents to make sure that every answer is answered, every question is answered correctly through the right agent and the right tools are being used. Underneath that layer is the knowledge and grounding, a database with every manual and safety documentation, as well as web grounding for answers to be accurate and current, integrations to your data sources, your systems, all the external tools that your organization uses. And then at the foundation, we have security, guardrails, all the user management, governance, and analytics. So that's what makes T.A.M.M.I. And overall, it gives you faster problem resolutions for the technician, minimizes downtime, increases productivity and saves costs, reduced callbacks and escalations. T.A.M.M.I gives power to every technician to solve problems the first time, so they don't need to make callbacks and escalate issues to senior techs. Overall, you have lower training and onboarding costs. And with the usage tracing, you focus on training on the skills that your technicians need the most. And you also deliver consistent, excellent service through your entire team and improve customer retention. So now I'll go through a walkthrough of T.A.M.M.I where we can see this in action. I will stop sharing the screen and I'll move to the demo. All right. Jason, can you see my screen? Can you confirm?
I can.
All right. Okay, so this is the UI for T.A.M.M.I. Everything that you see here can be fully personalized to your organization. Right now, we're using the desktop app. You can use it on tablets, so you can see it's fully resizable on your phones, tablets. It's an interactive web app. Some of our technicians with the customers we've seen based on the different lighting, based on where they are. That's why we added the light mode as well, so they can use the preferred mode. And then here on the sidebar, this is the place where you add contacts to the app for the equipment you're working with. And the right part is a chat box. And also this is all the chat area. Your technicians can go ahead and ask questions right away and send it to the assistant, or first they can add some context and then ask the question here in this area. So first we have the equipment drop down. First, they would select the equipment type. So we'll begin with the generator. And then it opens up other menu items, the generator brand. So I'll select this one, a color brand. Otherwise, if you have a different generator, you can input the brand here right away. So I'm working with a color. Same with the model. You put the most common models on the menu here, or an option to put other models as well. So I'll select this one. You can put kilowatt rating, serial numbers. You can upload a picture right away, and T.A.M.M.I will answer. So we'll begin with the context. And I have a question here. This generator has an active SPN 100 FMI1 fault. So we'll go through troubleshooting, what this fault code means, what the most likely causes are, and the recommended corrective actions. So we'll wait here a bit. So now what T.A.M.M.I is doing is going through everything that we talked through so far. So it will first go look at the internal knowledge base to see if we have anything internally in our organization. If we don't, then it will go do a web search and see if it can find the operating manual and decode this fault. So there we go. Here we can see that this code indicates that the engine power is too low. It can be caused by several issues, and below are the likely causes and the corrective actions. Here, fuel system fault, visually inspect for fuel leaks, replace the fuel filter if clogged, check for clogged fuel lines, seal and ventilate any leaks. Could be issues with the charging pressure. So we can see that it's actually listing step by step some of the most common causes and what to check first. So here we also see that we have the sources where we can go and look for more information. We have it available right away. So I will go and ask about the issue with the oil. Give me the step-by-step procedure for checking engine oil on this generator. So we'll wait a bit and it will go to the exact place in the manual and give us a summary of the procedure to check this. So you can think of junior technicians doing this procedure. So here it's telling us how to do it, and it step by step, and it shows us that this procedure is on page 90. So let's go on page 90. And we can see how we can check the oil level. So we have it right on our fingerprints with the image of where to access the right parts. So there we have the procedure summarized. So let's assume that I checked with a dipstick, the oil level is low, and I will ask a follow-up question. What is the right oil to refill? So we'll wait a bit until we get the answer. And there we go. So we have the information right away. So depends on the oil category and your application, and we have it all of that here. So we can also see where that section is and the exact page. So we can go ahead here and see all the engine oils, all the requirements, or we can just go ahead and ask more follow-up questions. So Just like that, very simple. You ask a question and you get a summarized response. So I will clear the conversation and we'll go through a different application. So now think you're working with a fleet, you're servicing equipment, you have a VIN number, so you can go ahead and you can add pictures of the VIN, or you can input it here, or you can immediately describe the issue that you're going through. So I'll put the VIN number and ask first, tell me about this vehicle. So what this is doing is, again, through our integrations and all the enterprise stack, we added here a decoding tool, VIN decoder. So it will go and use that tool and first tell us about this vehicle. So there we go. In a couple of seconds, we have the vehicle details. This is a bus. Year 2026, we have all the details and we can go through the sources, look for more information. So now let's say I see a fault code. This is, I have the fault code, help me understand the fault, likely causes, and step-by-step troubleshooting. So now if it has anything internally, it will use that information. Otherwise, it will go and do web search. We'll wait a bit. All right, so let's see. First, we always have safety notes. If it has any safety section in the manual for this procedure, it will always prioritize that. And if it doesn't, in the instructions, we put to always put general safety notes if they're not available, and then proceed with the procedure. So this fault code indicates after treatment, def dosing, unit relay feedback, voltage below normal or shorted to low source. Here's some description about the issue. Then we have the likely causes and step-by-step troubleshooting. And below here, we have all the sources where it got this information. So now I will go ahead and ask a follow-up question. Your technicians can go to the level of the details that they want, how to check the def relay unit. So very simple until I resolve this fault. All right, so there we go, step by step. Here's how to perform this procedure. In a couple of seconds, we got the answer. So this is fault code troubleshooting. When you have fault code, we went through a generator, fleet, VIN decoding. Now I'd like to go through symptom-based troubleshooting for fleet. So let me remove the VIN here and we'll have a new session. So I have a Cummins bus. It's going into DPF regen to frequently, no active fault codes. What are the most common causes and where do I start diagnosing? So there we go, general safety note, and then it will tell you the most likely causes, driving conditions, fuel or air filter restriction. So all the diagnosing starting points as well. And here we have the sources. Since I didn't specify too much information about the equipment, first it goes into the internal database to see if we have any similar, if we have the exact equipment or the exact vehicle. If we don't have enough information, it will go look into similar issues going where similar vehicles go through and give us the answer like it did in this example. And we can go ahead and ask more, but this is just to give you an idea of how the technicians currently use it. They can go to the level of details that they want, use it here from the sidebar, upload pictures, ask, go to the level of the detail until they solve the issue. So that's what we have.
Thank you, Ibarra. That was great. All right. Ibarra, can you see that thank you slide?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So everyone, thank you very much. We appreciate you joining the executive briefing today. This was just a general shared overview. We'd love for you to take the next step and contact us at 612-379-3805 for a one-on-one. We'll do a deeper dive into your equipment, your information, your problems, your requirements with your team. And I'll say do a quick review so we can provide you with costing based on your requirements. You can also send us an email at info@newboundary.com, info@newboundary.com. Please take a look at the bottom of this slide for the phone and email information. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Love to help you take the next step forward and get more efficient in your operations and provide your service techs with the ability to become the best technician you have. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks.